guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you again. And this story is from Bossip and the Bossip staff. Um, Seems we got some foolishness in Oregon. The article is by HipHopObama, and it says white Oregon elementary school employee placed on leave. That's right, she was placed on leave. She wasn't fired for wearing Rosa Parks' blackface to protest COVID-19 mandate. Yes, you heard me right. What in the entire hell is wrong with these people? All right. Nothing that white people do is surprising, but the fact that they would continually find themselves on the dumbest side of the public behavior is rather confounding. One would think that the self-preservation would take president present, excuse me, over unbridled racism. But nope, racism always wins in the end. Enter the unseasoned white Oregon elementary school employee who thought that blackface would go over well at work, according to The Hill at Marble Rush Elementary School staffer named Laura Prefelli has been placed on administrative leave after using iodine to darken her skin so that she could play Rosa Parks to protest the mandatory COVID vaccine protocol. In a statement, it says, last Friday, one of our employees reported to work in blackface. The student district said in a statement, the employee was removed from the location and Human Resources has placed the employee on administrative leave. The administration of Newburgh Public Schools condemns all expressions of racism. For those who aren't familiar with Newburgh High School, was recently embroiled in a scandal after it was discovered that students were holding a mock slave trade in a secret Snapchat group. Not to mention the fact that the school board has been highly criticized for its attempts to ban Black Lives Matter and LGBTQ plus flags from the school grounds by labeling them political symbols. Is the American flag not a political symbol? The Pledge of Allegiance, hypocrisy, never takes a day off, and neither does racism. Okay, let's let's start with the this verse because I'm just like, why? It's plenty of ways you could have protested that was not offensive to people of color, let alone a civil rights leader, well, not leader, legend as Rosa Parks. But I'm going to give you some fun facts about that as well. Um, but first off, to the employee that thought it was good, the fact that they put you on administrative leave and not suspended you or fired you already speaks to the school board and the people in the higher ups of what their feelings are. Had it would have been the other way around, insert whatever race you want, I'm pretty sure that person would have been escorted off of the premises and fired immediately. Let me just say that. Um, as for the history lesson, Rosa Parks, like I said, she is legendary for being the woman that was who refused to give up her seat on the bus, which sparked the movement, the protest, the boycott of buses and public and transportation. However, people fail to realize and acknowledge other ones who came before her, and I'm about to show you who this person was. Mm. I would like to introduce you guys to Claudette Colvin. Claudette Colvin was born Claudette Austin on September the 5th, 1939. She is a pioneer of the 1950s civil rights movement and a retired nurse's aide. On March 2nd, 1955, she was arrested at the age of 15 in Montgomery, Alabama for refusing to give up her seat to a white woman on a crowded, segregated bus. This occurred 9 months before the more widely known incident in which Rosa Parks, a secretary of the local chapter of the National Association of the Advancement of Colored People, helped spark the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott. And the reason why they did not use Claudette Colvin, because at the time she was 15, 16 years old, and she was also pregnant. To get her face out there, they chose Rosa Parks in her place because they thought it was a better fit, because she was, one, a minor, and two, she was a minor that was pregnant with a child. That is the underlying thing. Nevertheless, she helped spark the Montgomery bus boycott. And I say this not to take away from all the things that came from what they did when they uplifted Rosa Parks. Both women had the same idea. It was just publicly correct, if I may say, for them to use Rosa Parks instead of Claudette Colvin. So that is a bit of history. That is a bit of history that they don't tell you about. Um, but nevertheless, it is what it is. As for the male crusader who thought it was okay to make a mockery of a civil rights legend to protest COVID-19, not needless to say, it was in poor taste and it's disgusting. But I hope she lose her job. I hope she lose her job. That's my personal feelings about it. I really hope she loses her job because, for the simple fact, not only the fact that she used iodine to dye her skin black, which is a representation of what? Some people may say, oh, she was trying to be a little bit extra, but I tend to think that it was her own racist tendencies. And it was purely a slap in the face to the events that had occurred a couple of months earlier with all the protests, um, George Floyd, you know, rights, you know, and stuff like that. It was a clear slap in the face. This school is not a stranger to its, time in the spotlight as far as their outwardly racist behavior, their outwardly racist, the way they feel and things. I can pull up countless of stories of, that school going through that. Um, you know, um, so it is what it is. But as always, I want to thank you guys so much for coming to my channel. I also would like you to comment in the comment section as you always do. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of your comments, your likes, your shares, and the fact that you watched the video. And until then, you guys, I will get back with you in another video.